Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ritchie Plunkett here from the Puppet and Geek, and today guys we're checking out the LS30 wireless gaming headset by LucidSound. Now I've been using this for about a month or so, and it's really grown on me on how, you know, a headset like this, or all-in-one headset, can work really well for a person out there looking to have a headset which just utilizes it for everything, your mobile phone, your gaming, as well as your PC. Now the LucidSound LS30 unfortunately doesn't support PC officially, but it actually does work. Now the headset does support, however, your Xbox 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4, as well as your mobile device, and I think that's really great just to have that headset, the one headset that works across the entire board. Now as you can see, taking a closer look at the headset, the first off is it actually doesn't look like a headset, which I think is really nice. Now there's very few gaming headphones out there on the market that do work well outside. Now I'm sure you might have seen out and about a lot of people using gaming headphones, and it's also really interesting to see somebody you spot it and you're like, oh, that's a gaming headphone. Some of them have their mics up, and it's really great to see the ones that work really well is the ones which have a detachable mic, because that means you can use this outside and not have this, you know, boom mic in your face. Now that works really well in terms of LucidSound. As you can see here, the headphone itself is actually quite plush, especially with the headband right here. You've got a nice cross stitch which looks really nice, and I think this is the black and silver model, and it does come in gold and white, and that looks really nice, especially if you're going to use that out and about, because if you're inside, it doesn't matter what color it is because it's just going to be you. Other than that as well, the build quality of the headphone is actually quite nice as well. It's quite light as well. It does have some bit of weight to it, so it doesn't feel cheap as well. But the main thing, when playing long gaming sessions, it doesn't feel too heavy on the head, which is really important with a lot of gaming headphones. And I think that's why you see a lot of other gaming headphones as well, them being quite of a more cheaper material. I mean, it still sounds great, but the material themselves are, you know, really low cut just to keep the weight down, so they're not, you know, that heavy, which is still good, but they do have their pros and cons with that. This does have a full metal band which goes around the ear cup itself and then go around the band, so that I assume that would be where most of the weight is. Now the ear cups themselves, they're actually 50mm drivers, so they do sound quite great in terms of sound. Now they do have a built-in EQ. You actually have 3 settings in here, so you can actually alter between that and finding, you know, something that works best for you in terms of you know, gaming. If you listen to music, if you want a bit more of a natural feel, if you want more extra bass, you can actually use that with a built-in EQ. Now I assume, hopefully, with a lot of other gaming headphones which do this, when they do officially support PC, they will actually bring this across where you can actually have custom EQs sent to the headset, and then you can update those as well, or to have that in future models. I think that's going to be something really cool to have, and I think, you know, it works really well in terms of other gaming headsets that I've had in the past which actually do that, because it just means you can actually cater it for you instead of just, you know, something that they've done which sort of caters just for a broad range of people. So at first glance, looking at the headphones themselves, you see a few buttons, but it's actually quite low profile. You've got your EQ button right here on your right ear cup, and then on your left ear cup you've got your power, 5 volts in to charge it, as well as your 3.5 in, so just in case your battery dies, or if you want to use this with your mobile device, you can actually plug a cable in there, which is also provided. But other than that, everything is actually on the ear cup. Now I think that's really cool and really neat, because it's actually quite integrated in there. You don't actually have physical buttons on the ear cup, which I've had previously in some really older generation headphones. They've actually had physical buttons on the ear cup. It just doesn't look that nice, whereas here LucidSound has actually integrated it in the actual ear cup itself. So you can see there I'm rotating that, which will actually control the sound. As well, on the ear cups themselves, just in the middle, it actually acts as a mute button. So one actually acts for chat to mute that, and then the other is just an overall mute button in itself. Now what's really cool as well, you actually have 2 volume controls on both ear cups, which one actually acts for the game volume and the other as the chat volume as well, which is really cool. And both the mute functions work as well. So one's for your mic and the other is for your game. So that's really cool that they've integrated that in there, and quite seamlessly as well. It actually, you know, at first glance, I actually didn't know that was a mute button until I pressed it, or, you know, actually looked on behind the box and saw, oh, that's a mute button. And it just looks pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk about the sound a bit more. Now, I would say personally, when using this for gaming, it sounds incredible. I mean, in terms of the extra bit of bass that's actually on here, just normally it actually sounds pretty good. I don't think you would even have to use the EQ to get that extra bass in there. If you wanted to, if you like a bit more bass in your headphones, I mean a bit more than usual, you can definitely use that EQ settings in there, whereas just generally with the LucidSound LS30, the soundstage, the lows were actually quite emphasized just a bit, but they didn't actually wash out any of the mids or anything like that in terms of just hearing stuff which is happening in the background, all that. Now, for at least surround sound stuff, how does that work? Because I know a lot of people, at least for gaming, would like to know how it works when sort of gaming, to hear stuff happening around you. It works okay. I wouldn't say anything better than any other headphones out there on the market, unless it's a surround sound headphones. Now, this does use a USB interface, which actually you can actually plug in your optical cable through that, through Xbox or PS3 or PS4. To get better sound, and that way you might be able to get that sort of virtual surround sound, through the optical cable, at least better sound. I wouldn't say virtual surround sound. However, I think it's the LS40 or LS50, at least, LucidSound's latest wireless gaming headset, which is coming out, I think, in the next week or two, is actually a 7.1 surround sound gaming headset. So if you actually want surround sound, which is going to be a little bit more, you might want to wait for that headset. It's actually everything that this headset is. However, it does have a virtual surround sound USB interface, which then spits it out to the gaming headset, which creates that virtual surround sound environment. Now, if you want to use it on your PC, however, there's software out there which actually do emulate that already, so you don't actually need to have a USB interface to do that. But again, if you wanted just a surround sound headset which does everything, you might want to wait for the 7.1 version of this model. Now, most importantly, I think a lot of people would like to know, how does the mic sound like? And what you're hearing right now is the boom microphone through the LS30 gaming headset, which is actually recording through Audacity through my Mac. Now, this works just through the wireless USB interface, and only one thing I would like to say about that, it sounds nice and clear, loud enough as well. I don't have it too far away from my mouth, but if I wanted to, I can bring it away and it still sounds okay. However, you do want to have it, generally fairly close to your mouth. Obviously, not eating it or anything like that. But that goes to say, I would like to see sort of maybe a pop filter on there, at least a windsock just over the actual microphone itself, because some gaming people out there would like to have it really close to their mouth. And that goes to show you're just going to get a bit of that wind noise or that popping noise on there, and I think just having a windsock on there will prevent that. However, if you did want to purchase one, they're like $1 on eBay or Amazon, which just makes that an easier fix if you already have this gaming headset. Now, one other thing to mention as well, when actually speaking through the microphone, it actually loops back through the ear cups themselves, so you can actually hear yourself nice and clearly as well. And it's actually at a good volume also. Some I found, some gaming headphones, actually quite soft in there, like you can hear it, but it's just not that loud, whereas here I can still speak at a normal tone and still hear it nice and clearly through the ear cups. I'm not yelling at the person next to me just so I can hear myself. One other thing to note as well, the boom mic does detach like so, but as you can hear right now, it's still coming through the gaming headset because it does have a built-in mic as well. Now, obviously for gaming, you wouldn't use the built-in microphone, you would want to use the boom mic. However, when you're talking on the phone or anything like that and a call comes in, you can actually talk through the actual microphone using the built-in mic on the LS30. So overall, the LS30 wireless gaming headset, I would have to say, is a pretty good wireless gaming headset currently on the market. Now, for its price, however, it's actually quite high, at least here in Australia, going for about $249, which sits up there with, quite premium gaming headphones. Now, I believe LucidSound, that's what they're going for. They're going for that premium gaming headphone experience, as opposed to a lot of other companies out there will have a different varieties of models so you can actually choose from. Now, yes, this is the wireless model, so it's obviously going to be a bit more expensive than their wired one out there. However, I just don't think it's there yet in terms of that price range. Now, in the US, however, it does sit around $150, but coming from Australia, that seems pretty good, but I think that's quite expensive as well, at least in the US. I'd love to know for my US viewers, you know, is that an expensive price range in terms of a wireless gaming headphones? Now, our dollar isn't doing too well, so I can understand why that's sort of sitting quite high up there in terms of the Australian one being around $249. But nevertheless to say, this is an all-in-one gaming headset, and I think it's pretty good if you're looking for a pair of headphones, nevertheless, to cover your music, for your computer, or just listening to anything on there, or as well for your gaming experience as well, for your consoles or your TV. This is a pretty good headphones to have in terms of a nice sort of, you know, elegant headphones just to have for everything. Now, one other thing to mention as well, you get about 12 hours of juice on this thing, which is pretty good, I would have to say, for, you know, its size anyways. And I think 12 hours generally is going to be for most average gamers out there, but you just have to remember to charge them. Other than that, I'd like to point out, yes, this is a wireless gaming headset. However, it does use a USB interface. Now, the USB interface is just a dongle, bigger than most things I would say out there, most dongles out there. However, it does have an optical in, so you can actually send optical sound through there and send that wirelessly to the gaming headphone itself, which is a nice touch. However, I would love to see in the future, or you know, who knows, LucidSound might be making a Bluetooth version of the gaming headphone itself as well. Anyway guys, if you have any questions in regards about the LS30 gaming headphones, leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.